Alright, in this lesson we're going to be covering making selects of your footage and organising your footage that you've just downloaded inside of Premiere. So let's jump straight into it. So we're going to go ahead and open up Premiere, make sure we're ready to go there, and also open up just our folder here as well, but we're going to do the majority of this inside of Premiere. So we're going to go to our media browser and make sure we're open in our project again, and open up the assets folder. Once inside of here, we are going to go open the photos that we've collated. I'm going to grab all of them. I just used Control A, and I'm going to drag all of them into our photos inside of Premiere. That's going to import. Brilliant, they're all in there. And we're going to do the same again for all of our videos. So I have a lot of videos in here now. I collated some more, and they're all sort of labeled and ready to go. So I'm going to grab all of them, Control A again, and drag and drop them inside of the video folder. Okay, perfect. So all of our photos and videos are now inside of the project in Premiere. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the photos. And what I'm going to do is just grab all of them for now, select them all like this, and I'm just going to drag and drop them onto the paper document here. So it's going to create a new sequence based on the images and drag and drop them all into here. And this sequence will just be saved probably fairly close to where the footage is. So I'm just going to rename this, and I'm going to call this, let's call it photos. So I'm just going to move the sequence into the sequences here and drag it into raw edits. So you could look at the photos inside of here, and that is somewhat useful because you can obviously see them quite quickly. But what I like to do is just to make a quick sequence, and then what I also like to do is scale all of them quickly. So I make sure that I change this to our sequence settings, which is 1080 now by 1920 for this project. Okay, so that's just basically saying that it will rescale some of them and some of them won't fit basically. And then now I have all of my images here. It's very quick and easy to see which ones are going to need scaling to frame size and things like that. So you select all of your images, right click and click scale to frame size. And that's going to set them within the right boundaries of the image. Now you can see how much you're going to need to zoom in or out on a photo. Cool, now we're going to do the same again with the video. So we're going to go back here into video. We have all of these images here. Again, you can see them and you can scrub here. Some people like to click them and open them one at a time in the source and set your in and out points. So you're like, oh, I want this and that, and you drag that in. That's absolutely fine. But the way I like to do it is to have everything in one timeline, and then I can just scrub through nice and quick. So I grab all of my footage similar to the photos, and then I drag and drop them into a new sequence. That sequence is created inside of here. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of quick organization here. It's quite easy to see what's going on because if there's a long video, it's obviously very long. So I'm presuming that that will be mostly you know, the documentaries, the interviews of clips that we're going to use. So I'm going to just organize all of these together. And also a point to realize is a lot of the stock footage that will come through from ArtGrid and things like that won't have any audio. So these have some linked audio, but there's no waveforms there. And for the most part, most of them will have no audio attached because they're rendered fully without it. So it's quite easy to put all of those together. In fact, a quick way of doing that is they've obviously come through blue because there's no audio attached to them. I'm going to click label and click select label group, and then I'm going to click Control X, and that's going to hide everything, move it, and I'm just going to paste it all over here. So that's nice and neat. Now you could go through and delete all the gaps like this, and then that's all my sort of individual clips of B-roll. Again, like the photos, I can scrub through nice and quick and just have a look at what I've got. Then with these longer clips, I'm going to Control X, hide them, I'm going to move everything out of the way and just organize down into there. So I've got all of my Master Sun things here. I then have some film clips. I'm going to keep the audio on these for now because I might want to use, you know, maybe some of the background audio in there. And then what I also like to do to make it nice and easy, and if you're ever working between more than one person and you have to pass stuff over, it's normally nice and quick for them to see things that have been marked. So I'm going to make a marker, I click M, or you can right click and click add marker. I'm going to double click that marker, and I'm going to put Master Sun footage, because for the most part anything I grab from here is going to be footage of Master Sun. I'm going to extend that out, so that's all of here. And then I'm going to keep that green. I'll label this something else. Let's go with mango. Cool. Make another marker. Call this film footage. Make the marker orange so it matches the clip, drag the duration of the marker out and organize like so. And then also make another marker, make this blue to match, add the duration and call this stock footage. Perfect. Drag this out. There we go. So I've got 3 sections now of footage. And what I would then go through and do is, especially on these longer ones, is I would do some quick scrolling. You don't want to spend too much time here. I obviously don't want to watch, how long is this? This is 45 minutes of footage here. So I don't have time to sit down and watch all of that. So I want to do this fairly quick. So I'm just going to scrub through. Okay, so there's a bit of B-roll here of him coming out. This looks useful. So I'm going to make a cut. Make another cut. That looks like some useful stuff. And then I'm going to grab that bit. I'm going to move it up 1 line. Essentially what we're doing here, because I've moved that up 1 line, when I come in and look at my B-roll, I know that anything on this line here is going to be what's useful, what I can use at a quick glance. So for this 1 minute video, it's not a massive deal to need to do this too much because we don't have to source too many clips. But when it comes to like a 20-30 minute video and you need lots of clips, it's really useful to have a whole line here of stuff from some of these that you're just like, I can quickly come in, grab that clip and go straight back into my project without having to come in here, search for all the footage and be like, right, what do I need? What am I looking for? I can just quickly find quick bits that are already been selected and have been culled. This is called culling, and you're just culling out all of the good bits that can be used at quick glance. And then eventually you'll end up with lots of selects up here, and from there you can then edit. I don't think you need to do it as much on the stock footage, and the reason being is because these clips have already been uploaded to sites, cut like in and out. Someone has already selected the in point, the out point, and gone, right, that clip is good as it is. So you don't really need to do that. You just need to be able to see quickly what you need. So if you're there like, oh, I really need a flag of Japan. Oh, okay, I've got that here. Boom. And what I would do is, if I'm going to use it, is I'd move it up a line to just remind myself that I've already used it. Again, for a 1 minute video, not that big a deal. For a 20, 30, 40 minute video, if you're reusing the same clips, it's not good. Okay, so that shows you how I would cull my footage and prepare my footage inside of Premiere. Once you have all those selects ready to go, you're ready to move into start dragging these clips in the next episode into your final sequence.